Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have 30 minutes of my day to get started on. I have a bunch of things that I've got going downstairs, but 30 minutes works into it. I'm actually, believe it or not, our little dog's not feeling well again, and I'm definitely starting to get concerned that there's more going on here than we know about. So we've got an appointment for her for tomorrow. She's not in any pain right now, so for now we're okay. Sorry, I'm looking for something over here. In case you're wondering, where did she go? Why does her voice sound far away? I'm grabbing things. So this is the next book that I'm working on. I'm really excited about it. So I've already got it. I haven't put in the new, although I've prepared the new little spine, I haven't put it in yet because I have some work I want to do on the cover. But here's the guts. I took the guts out, and it's a lovely size book. I particularly like it because it's deep. It's deep, but it's not huge surface-wise, so it lends itself to lots of different kinds of paper. Doing a big journal, like the way the World Book was, it's a challenge that I still love doing, but it's a challenge because, especially for me, to find large sheets of paper is trickier than finding paper that would fit a book this size. Because, as you know, I don't like to have to buy my paper new. I like to make my junk journals from junk. I don't think it's junk, but I'm calling it junk because the world thinks of it as junk. So anyhow, I love this size. I love this cover. I love the sort of caramely brown that it is, and that it's got gold writing on it. I love that spine. And I love that actually it's called The Country Banker, and it's actually about how to be a banker. I thought maybe it was a story about a man who was a country banker, but it's not. It's actually a textbook on banking. And I like it because the more I looked at the cover, I realized this is actually ledger paper lines that they've drawn on, that they've put onto the cover. So, and I think that's cool. So I love this book, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm giving myself a challenge with this book. I love having a challenge. So my challenge with this book is, first of all, and this part of the challenge is easy, I want to be able to use lots of different kinds of ledger papers in it. So I've got lots of different kinds of tea-dyed ledger paper. I have to go grab my ledger paper that I have, that I love, that has the numbers up in the corner. I love that one. So I've got some ready here. I've started my new list on things that I plan for it. I always work from a list when I'm working with a book. And now that I have my new working journal, rather than, I used to always work from guest books. I loved working out of guest books. But this one is handy because I can keep the sheets in here from other books that I've made. So I just prepared a bunch ahead of time that have the right holes in it. For that binder has 5 holes. And yeah, so I'm good to go. As you can see right here, this book was published in 1910. So it's an old book. It's 110 years old, and it's in lovely condition. The paper is beautiful. This banker picked a good publisher because for 110-year-old paper, it is lovely. I have a feeling it's going to be a Dickens to try and pull apart. It certainly was a Dickens to get the text block out without damaging the spine. So yeah. Oh, back to my challenge. Jeepers, it's early. So my personal challenge is, of course, I have to have some little decorations in this book. I can't not have cool decorations in it. So my challenge to myself is any kind of illustration in this book either has to have numbers in it or letters in it, because in banking is mathematics, and of course mathematics is numbers and letters. So for example, let me find, I already found one that I want to include. So this is what I mean by an illustration with letters or numbers. So this old photo, I've been saving it. I cut it out of a book, and you can see this 1948 calendar up on the wall. All those numbers, the Roman numerals on the clock, the letters on the clock. That's going to be gorgeous to go inside this book. I'm going to pull a few, or I always have high hopes for a few, and I have to remind myself there's only 7 signatures in this book. So maybe one leaf out of this, because that's a good way. It's got numbers on it, so it meets my criteria. I can still have these cute little children, for example, at the top. I'm trying to decide, though, whether I want color or not. I think I do. I think I don't mind having a little pop of color. So this is just a mathematics, arithmetic book. I guess we used to call it arithmetic 3, so 3rd grade. Oh, my hair is everywhere. The longer your hair gets, the easier they're to find. And I've been saving a few things that I thought might be cool. This was actually out of the World Book Encyclopedia, and it had numbers here for how to score a bowling game. So I want to incorporate that. And this one is how to write a check. So I'll make something out of that, whether it's a pocket or whether it's a bookmark. I have the front page from one of my Sears Roebuck reprints, and I just love that it talks about the National Bank of Illinois and the Metropolitan National Bank. So I'm going to find a way to include these papers in. And then I have a few books that I'm going to pull from. So as ever, fair warning, it's not terribly exciting today. I am going to be cutting open books to use as additional pages. So the first one I want to use is this one. I have 4 of these. It's from an encyclopedia series, and I'm not sure what year it's from. That looks very 50s, 60s. So let's see. Could maybe 70s. Oh, 63. There we go. 63. So I want this one because I want some blueprinty kind of pages. And oh, I'm looking at that. I actually need to keep that. I always put aside things. Someday I hope to make journals for my children. And I have a daughter who raises poultry, and I think she'd like that. It's a poultry house. So that one I will not be using in the Country Banker. But I know that there's other ones back here. I saw them. This book I love because the paper is really thick, and it will be great for collaging on. I thought there was one back here that I liked. No. I guess not. Maybe it was, I went through all 4 of them to find one I like. So this is how exciting it's going to be. I'm going to be looking through for diagrams that would make a cool page spread. I like that. That's a bathroom. Oh, plumbing, a toilet. You know I love juvenile humor. I'll keep my hand in there. See if there's anything else that comes up as far as diagrams. Oh, I liked that one. The construction of a typical hot water heater. I like that one too. I'll keep my finger in there. See, I like that because that has the side of a house on it. Oh, and it's got that on the other side. A child's takedown playhouse. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, and it's got fun stuff on both sides. All right, now I'm not going to worry about cutting open the signature threads for this. These sheets are so big that I'm going to be folding that down the middle. So I'm not so worried. I don't mind cutting one page out, and I'll sort out the other side someday when I do rip it apart. I envisioned that these books, I grabbed them all because I think one day they would make really cool lap books. They're a nice size, and you can use two books, put them together, and make a really neat double fold lap book. So that's why I grabbed. There were only 4 left, so I don't know who took all the other volumes, but I got 4. I'm happy. And here's the best part, and I know I got them on sale. I remember when I got these 50 cents, and I got them for 50% off, so they were 25 cents, these books. So I'm just carefully trying to get that knife right down into the back so that I don't lose very much, because I'm not sure how tall I'm going to need this, and I don't want to lose much of my page space. Come on, out you come. Thank you. There we go. So I just, you know what, I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm just taking the one out of there. I have a book here on the 1949-1950 Income Tax Act. So I thought this would be great to have some pages out of for a book that I want lots of letters and numbers. So I just want to see if I can find any page that looks rather interesting. But this is taxes, so I doubt that even exists. Mind you, some people love their taxes. It's math whizzes love making it all work out. Oh, I like those charts. I like those charts. Payroll deductions. All right, let me see if I can see where. I hope these aren't glued in. Yesterday, I gutted, I think, about 5 books. It's not terribly exciting. Once you've watched someone gut a book, the gutting books is pretty well. There we go. Yes, it's got threads. Yesterday, these 5 books that I gutted. Oh, my goodness. I think 4 out of 5 were glued together. They didn't have signature threads. I'm trying to give myself more room down in there to go down in and get those threads. Yeah, 4 out of 5 of these books, they're glued together, so it just made it very difficult to save nice page spreads out of them. I'm going to have to do, sometimes there's 2 threads, sometimes there's 1. Yep, that one's got 2 threads. I'm going to have to do some gluing of pages together for these books. But I was looking at them. I was looking over my shelves to decide which book I wanted to do next as a journal. And I spotted all these books. There we go. Now I can get at that better. I spotted all these books, and I thought, I wonder if I should just redonate these. I've had a few people say, why don't you sell them on Etsy? The shipping would be, I'm in Canada, and the shipping would just be ridiculous to, so that's that's the one I want to use then, because that gives me a blank page for journaling on. I like the chart. I just like that. I wonder if I want a second one. Anyhow, But I kept looking at them because they're cute. Like one of them is Stuart Little. One of them is Wind in the Willows. And so I actually am working on them on the side. One of my 30-minute videos that I do upcoming, maybe I'll work on them on camera so you can see what I'm doing. But I think what I'm going to do is sell them. I'm going to get them ready, get them together, and sell them naked. So that if there's anyone out there that wants to be able to work on their own journal but wants the journal ready-made, then these will be good. Some of them are small, like Stuart Little's not a very thick book. It's only a 1/2 inch thick, but the cover's so pretty. It's Stuart in his canoe. So sometimes just a smaller journal like that, maybe that would make a nice gift for a child that is thinking about journal writing, or a book to collage and do artwork in. Who knows? Anyhow, so that's what I decided to do, because to just sell the books and then include the shipping, especially for me to the US, I just don't see how anyone would pay for these books. I think I'm going to sneeze. If I sneeze... Pardon. Okay, pardon me. Sorry. Boy, that snuck up on me. There we go. Anyhow, I just don't, unless it was a spectacular book, like that one book that someday I'm going to work on, Sunday at Home book. Oh, I can't wait to make that one into a journal. All right, I think I'll put one of these aside. I'm not sure whether I'll use it or not. I like that it quotes the law and the Income Tax Act. So, and I love the round corners. All right, so we will put this away. All right, so there we go. I got this book the other day. Sometimes, if I'm driving by, my car, it knows the direction to all my thrift stores. And there's only 2 in my town open right now. Of the 5 thrift stores, only 2 have reopened. But this was at one of my thrift stores, and it's a beautiful book, and it was only $1.99. And it has beautiful color pictures of stamps and of letters. So that would make a really nice pocket. It just, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? It's photos of the actual thing. And then these stamps are so beautiful. And of course, stamps have numbers on them, so that makes them fair game for my personal challenge of having any artwork in this Country Banker, that it has to have either letters or numbers on it, and preferably numbers, but letters are okay. So I'm going to try my best to find numbers, but gosh, these are cute. Some of these are so pretty. I definitely want that letter that's on the back though, so I'm just, oh look, there's all kinds more here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Rockingham County, North Carolina. Wow, and there's George on the front. Prepaid, Coventry, England, 1840. Wow. Oh, I like this one. Okay, this is one of those cases where you've got to decide which side has the better, and I like this side better. So no gasping, but I'm just going to cut right into this book. I will come back to this book when it's time to start making journaling cards and making maybe some collages, and I'll pick out some stamps later. So I'll save this book over on this side so that it's handy. I always keep a little bin or a box for the journals that I'm working in. So this journal, the box I'm using actually is a box that I got Happy Mail from my crush. It's a great box. There we go. All right, so that's good. I thought I might put a spread from my maps of London, England. This is a reprint of, I forget what year this is supposed to be from. I guess I should know, because I like to be able to tell people. Maybe it says back here, because this is a reprint of an old map book of London. The only quick guide. I'm sorry, I'm wasting time here. This is not very exciting, watching me. I had the year before. A to Z Guide of London and Suburbs. Well, I'm going to have to look it up later. All right, and the nice thing about this paperback book, and it's very unusual for a paperback book, is it has sewn signatures. Usually paperbacks are glued together. So what a treat to find such a cool book, because I love all these maps of London, England. How cool. And then be able to slide out a full folded. Yeah, you're still stuck, aren't you? I thought so. There we go. You're free, and oh, you're still stuck too. You're hiding. There we go. All right, so let's put in that. Now I have this. I love this thing. It's sort of a pamphlet from LaSalle Extension University. They want you to come and take courses at their Extension University, and it's from 1929. So I think this would make a cool page. Modern accounting. I love how it's all white men, and of course back then it was all white men. So that's interesting and kind of depressing at the same time. Oh, jeepers. Oh, more white men. Okay, well then I like this page. Let's see if it will let me tear it safely. Nothing against white men. I'm related to a long line of white men, but the world is so much prettier than just white men. We got women, we got colors, we got different everything. All right, so that's cool. That will go in. I have this book. Punctuation, spelling, grammar, mechanics, documentation. It's just a book on English simplified. I have a feeling it's like for adults. 1971, so it's vintage. Have I opened this yet, or does it still have, it's still got staples in it. Oh, well, here, this one's loose. There we go. All right, decision made. Oh, mechanics. Handwritten papers, typed papers. Okay, I like that. I love the color of this paper. It's sort of it's already creamy. I'm not going to tea dye it because it's already lovely looking. All right. I have this cool book, Business Letter Writing and Follow-Up Systems, which I love, 1906. And it's got some really, I love that. Maybe I want that. Let's open you. There we go. Oh, I like that too. It's got some script. I like that. Oh, that's got script on it. Okay, I want that one. I do want it. Oh, it's got script on that side. It was meant to be. All right. And then my last one is this beautiful book. Is this gorgeous? Safe Methods of Business. Look at the spine on this book. I can't wait to make this into a journal. but I'm waiting to be in. You got to be in the right mood when you're going to work on a journal that you know is going to be like, this is just going to be spectacular. It's leather, it's embossed. This spine is just stunningly beautiful. I can see this. Safe Methods of Business. I can see this. Can you just see this as a Christmas journal, that it was a book that belonged to Ebenezer Scrooge? Can you just see that? Oh. And it could be kind of dismal at the beginning and then become just really happy, joyous Victorian Christmas near the end signatures. That's what I'm thinking. Anyhow, I love this book. I got this book from that lovely lady. The church was, a church had been sold, and the church had a little thrift store inside it. And turns out I had phoned the wrong phone number because I was trying to find the phone number for my little Kirby church book sale, and I landed on this one because this church owned several buildings, and I phoned the number for the other building that was being sold. Not my Kirby church book sale, but it's still the same church. They owned a few in some towns where I live, which is very common for churches to own branches of their church. Anyhow, this lady thought that I was talking about them getting rid of all the stuff in their, oh, look at those. I love that. Getting rid of all the stuff that was in their thrift store that they were running inside their church, which I didn't even know existed. I would have gone to it if I had known this little thrift store had existed. Anyhow, so when I got there, she had all these things. Letters of credit. Oh, I might like that. Imperial Bank of Canada. The Bank of Toronto. Well, I got to keep that in there. I was born in Toronto. Or if you're from Toronto, it's called Toronto. We pronounce it Toronto. But if you say Toronto to the rest of the world, what? Toronto. Oh, I know where that is. But if you want to sound like you're from there, if you ever visit, just call it Toronto. There's only one T at the beginning in Toronto instead of Toronto. Yep, I like that. Oh, look at the original person. There's some pencil marks in there. All right, maybe 2 in this one. Imperial Bank of Canada. Oh, look at that. Commercial Correspondence. How to Write a Letter of Introduction. 1892. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you how old this is. So this is 1892. No, 1895. This is the 6th edition. 1895, this old book. And it's in lovely condition. I even love the ends of the papers are gold. Oh, it's just... But it deserves to be a beautiful journal because it's not getting used right now. Some people would say, don't cut that up. That's terrible. This has been sitting probably on a shelf now for 100 years, not opened, not used. And it could be a beautiful journal. And it's gonna. All right, so I've got those. And then I have picked out some pages to put some matchbook labels, not as pages, but I just saw some that would count. Like I thought that would make a really nice pocket. I'm just going to rip it. No, you're not going to. Paper, you're thinking, no, you're not going to rip it. You think you're just going to rip it? There we go. So that will make a nice pocket. Then let me see the other ones that I want. Oh, yeah, I liked this bicycle, and I liked this bicycle here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use my, because this is a paperback, there's no, oh, for Pete's sake, there are. This one has been sewn together as well. It's my lucky day. I still don't care. I'm never going to use it as a spread. So I'm just going to cut this, because I want those 2 bicycle stamps, or matchbooks, pardon me. That, isn't that nice? Oh, don't tell me that. Alarm. Don't tell me that. Dismiss. You know what? Just as well, I have to go downstairs. I'm looking into making homemade food for my little dog. How I got 2 minutes. To see if maybe she's just got tummy sensitivities. I love these cameras. So, yep. Oh, there's musical instruments, but I got more musical instruments there, so I'm not gonna cry over those musical instruments because I really like those cameras. All right, let's see what else. So yeah, so I've got some chicken and brown rice cooking down there, and I'm gonna slowly wean her onto it rather than too quickly. I like these dice, and I like the black and red and white. Yeah, so I will slowly add vegetables into it and see if that maybe, maybe as she's aging, she's developing a sensitive little tummy. She is prone to pancreatitis. I like all these numbers. She is prone to pancreatitis, so she has to be on an extremely low-fat diet so that it keeps her pancreas under control. And so that leaves us with very few options. So this one hopefully will work. And I'm doing it supervised by my vet. I actually phoned yesterday and said, okay, I'm ready. Let's start cooking for this little dog, the little diva. And the vet said, okay, if you're willing to do that, I have a site that I am good about. I've used it for my own dogs, she said. So that's what I'm doing. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, yeah. So I've got to go downstairs and check on the chicken and rice, and so 30 minutes flies by like that. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope you're doing safe and well, and are enjoying. If you're having beautiful summer weather, I hope you're enjoying it. It's beautiful where I am today. So I'm going to go dry some papers outside too. Take care, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.